Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about learning now, study habits, and the like. You're in the midst of it, and what you're about to get now is something that can really help you now with all of your classes. So let's get to it. So, a New York cabbie was asked one time how to get to Carnegie Hall. What was the cabbie's answer? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Press the pause button. The answer was practice, practice, practice. That's what it takes. The first thing about learning is what's called motivation. Let's go back. You decide to begin, you stick with it, and the intensity. What motivates us? Autonomy, mastery, purpose. Our projects that I've chosen for you guys to do, one, you have autonomy, you have choice, you have the ability to decide what project within a scope. Obviously, you can't do everything in the world, but you have a lot of autonomy to figure out how to do it. And you can be confident what you're learning is very powerful. That the experience you're gaining doing one of our community service projects, you're learning what it's like to work with a real customer, to work with teammates, to design something, and so forth. It will take you far. It will help you out a lot. So when you get into the real world and employment, etc., you'll have an idea how it goes. We're doing it now. The only thing is you're not being paid. Purpose. You're doing something real for somebody. So that's another powerful part about motivation. So there's a video. Let's open up the, I'll just go to YouTube. And the video is there. It's on your handouts, on your handout slides.
Hey, it's Brian from
And of course they have the ads first. Never fails. So the surprising truth about what motivates us. So if you can't get the web address, you can do this. Daniel Pink. Dan Pink has a lot to say about it. Okay, I'm going to close it here. I'm not going to show you guys the video. You can go look for it on your own. And I want to get back to our slides. There we go. And of course, you can, your PDF file with these slides, chapter 14 now, the PDF file has this link. So you ought to be able to get to it. Let's go back. Now, examples. A lot of people, when they turn 16, they want that driver's license. They're pretty highly motivated. Do you play games of any kind? Video games or whatever. You're motivated to get a high score because you want to. You want to get good at it. That's what mastery is all about. Something you really want to learn, something you want to get better at for whatever reason. I'm studying Spanish. I hope to get pretty fluent. I'm not there yet. Trying. In college, so you decide you want to go, that for whatever reason, you like it, you're here in an engineering class, you want to become an engineer, you're contributing to society. You feel proud. I had one student, I was teaching a physics class, the University Physics 2, the electromagnetics class, and one student said, man, this class was hard. Toward the end of the semester, he said it was hard. And I said, yeah, but you're earning an A in it. How does that make you feel? He says, it makes me feel at best in the world. No feeling like it. Imagination, anticipating the challenges and how to overcome them. Focus on the journey. Don't focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on your one step at a time. journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. You're more motivated if it helps others. That's our community service projects. You also see the results. I wish we could do more with those. We have limitations, funding limitations. It's like sometimes we can't see the outcome. This semester, especially with the COVID-19 outbreak, is hard because you're going to get to the planning stage. You're going to get the project partway there, but you're not going to be able to implement it. So, but seeing the end result is something that's very motivational. The appreciation you get and the positive reinforcement and positive images. Okay, how the brain works. So now we're switching from motivation, which is really important. It's top dog in my opinion. Daniel Pink's opinion too. You'll do everything else if you want to do it. Now, how do we learn stuff? How the brain works. So your inputs to the brain come in. This is the back part. What's weird is this is the back part of your brain. Your eyeballs are up here. It comes into your eyeballs, your hearing, and so forth. And you have an experience. Then you observe. You ask the whys and hows, cause and effect. So first thing is you observe. Then you ask cause and effect. Then you try to do it yourself. Homo sapiens are incredibly imitative. You've heard of the phrase monkey see, monkey do. We're technically apes, but you get the idea that thinking animals, they see something, they try it, they do it. That's what articulation or application is all about. You're trying to learn how to tie shoes, and the child watches and tries to understand, and they try, and then they repeat. They might compare to a sibling. They might note differences. You learn one thing one time around through the process. You learn one thing one time around through the process. Next time around, you learn something a little more, a little different, a little more refined. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So some people get frustrated early. And the point is not to do that. You're learning a little bit. Man, I am frustrated trying to learn Spanish. Just a little bit at a time. It keeps adding, and eventually I'm going to get there. Now, levels of learning. So knowledge, memorization. That we can understand. I am starting to understand Spanish, written and spoken slowly. Application, you can pick up new things. You get something that you don't know before, a math problem, and you say, oh, I can solve a similar problem this way, similarly to the way I learned it. Then you start getting up here. You start breaking things down. Our 102 course, ECE102, is a modeling course. And the idea there is that we start to learn how to problem solve, that we start to analyze problems and understand what is good about it, what is good about our model, what is bad about our model, and so forth. This should have been done in your ECE102 class last semester. Then you start to synthesize and you combine and you get ideas and put them together. Synthesis is like you're driving from New York to Los Angeles and you're stuck in the middle of the desert here in Arizona somewhere and everything looks the same. And it's late, you're looking for a motel and you look around you and you come to a four-way intersection and you look to the left and you look to the right and you look straight ahead and you look behind you and you have to squint looking to the left and you're thinking, which way do I go? Which way would you go? Pause this video for just a second. Think about what I just said. about this problem, driving from New York to Los Angeles. There was a hint in there, if you use synthesis, there was a hint in there to figure out what road to take. So pause it just a second. Now, did you say left? If you said left, you'd be correct. Because I told you it was late in the day, you're looking for a motel, you had to squint looking down to the left, turn left. That's west, late in the day, west, sun sets in the west. So that's synthesis. Here's another good one on synthesis. You're a hunter and you're hunting bear, and you spot a bear, and you run after the bear, and you run 100 yards south, then 100 yards west, then 100 yards north, and you wind up back at the same spot you started. What color is the bear? Pause the video for just a second, think about it. Okay, pause is over. Did you say that the bear was white? That's another example of synthesis, because the only place on earth to run south 100 yards, and then west 100 yards, and then north 100 yards, and wind up at the same spot you started is at the North Pole. And of course, bears are white up there, polar bears. So that's what synthesis is all about. And here's what Einstein had to say about synthesis. The value of an education is not learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think of something that cannot be learned from textbooks. You are the guys are the innovators. You're the engineers. You're the innovators. You're going to think of those things that can't be learned from textbooks. You got to start with a lot of knowledge in the first place. But then you create, generate, combine, design, improve. Newton said, if I've seen further, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. He learned from others, but then he was able to combine and create and see far. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. Next video coming up.